What's up, everyone? It's Ohan. It's Friday. We have a bit of a controversial topic this week, and I have a grape in my hand. We're talking about gun control. So I'm eating a bowl of grapes. I'm trying to stay hydrated over here. I don't know about you. I'm delirious. And sorry, I have to come at you from work again this week. But we're talking about gun control. I'm going to try to make this video in 5 minutes for once in my life. I have never shot a gun in my life. I don't intend to. I actually didn't realize how passionate... I'll stop eating grapes. I actually didn't realize how passionate I was about gun control until thinking about what I was going to say for this topic. I just disagree with the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. Okay, basically, that amendment was created in a world where the same guns that we have available now were not available in 1776. There are guns now that can take out way more people than a gun could back then. I don't know exact statistics, but whatever, technology is advanced, and it's not just... It's like a rule that was based in a certain time period, and those tools are now advanced in the time that we live in now. And so I think like literally everything else has changed in the world, so why not the Constitution? I just think it's kind of like only a matter of time, honestly. Especially like one thing that really annoyed me about only one that annoyed me about Donald Trump, although hard to choose just one thing, is that he basically insulted France and blamed the Paris attacks on their tight gun control, and he was like, oh, if that didn't exist, you know, that would never have happened, or people would have been able to defend themselves. I don't remember what he said verbatim, but it was something along those lines, and I just think that's total bullshit. Like, if you look at disasters that have happened, disasters is a kind word to use, that have happened in the United States. For example, the Boston Marathon, for example, or those were bombs, those weren't guns, but for example, Columbine. It's too easy to access a gun, and like, what do you need them in your life for? Like, I get how it also has to do with class and like certain neighborhoods and what kind of violence there is in these parts. I'm not saying it's gonna be an overnight thing. I think it just needs to be more heavily controlled until eventually we get to the point where it's just illegal. It's just fucking illegal to have a gun, to shoot a gun. Like, I don't understand. There are countries in Europe where police officers don't even carry guns on them. So, well, I just tend to be a very methodical, non-violent person. And so I see guns as perpetuating an unnecessary and painful amount of violence, and I think that needs to stop. And I think that starts with access to guns. It's I mean, I lived in upstate New York for a couple months, and you can walk into a Walmart and right next to like notebooks and binders for going to school are like, you walk down the next aisle and there are guns. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. My cousin from Switzerland came to visit, and when he was in one of those stores, he was just like, it just confused him to no end. So there's that. And the other thing I'd like to talk about, it's 5 minutes, gonna have to edit this. I hear people, hold on. The other thing I want to talk about is how often when a tragedy occurs related to gun violence, nobody wants to talk about gun control. Everyone wants to talk about mental illness, which I think is hilarious, and by hilarious I mean terrifying, because nobody wants to talk about mental illness unless it's a way to avoid a conversation about gun control. So people say, oh, it was a troubled person, oh, he was mentally ill, oh, he didn't have access to mental health care. No one cares about it. No one cares about access to mental health care in this country. No one gives a fuck. They make it incredibly difficult to access mental health care. Even if you have good private insurance, it's still hard. So now you're trying to tell me that because someone just shot up a bunch of people unnecessarily, you're saying, oh, he didn't have access to proper health. Let's talk about healthcare reform. No, this is not about healthcare. And I know tons of mentally ill people who struggle with mental illness on the day to day and don't have guns and kill people with them. I get very angry when people bring mental illness into the conversation, because even if that is true, even if this person did have some kind of mental illness that they needed treatment for, these are two separate arguments. These are two separate discussions, and we cannot use one to distract from the other one, meaning we cannot talk about mental illness and not talk about gun control. You just can't. You can't. They are related, but they are also separate. It's not always about the person, it's about what this person has access to and how easy it is to access these things. And maybe this person is mentally ill, or maybe in their mind they're going to go shoot a bunch of people, they're going to go get a gun. Let's just say that they didn't have that option to go get a gun, they're still mentally deranged, and they're still going to go try to hurt people. So what are they going to use? A knife? You can't kill as many people with a knife as you can with a gun. Still horrible, still going to end up killing people, still not going to stop this mentally troubled person from executing some horrible agenda, but you can stop the scale of it. Like, it doesn't have to be that many people, because guns can just take out so many people. I'm gonna get counter arguments. That's fine. I don't care. It doesn't change my opinion about gun control. There have been too many recurring examples. It's just like, wake up, United States government. Wake up and do something, and let's not have Donald Trump get into office. And then we're all doomed in more ways than one, more than just gun control. So anyway, on that terrifying note, I'm going to leave and go home and shower, because I haven't in almost a week. So isn't just adult life the best? Like, look at this. I look disgusting. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.